currently rolling out these solutions across the West African sub-region and other places.
Okay, that's amazing. That's amazing.
Yeah.
My first question is going to be, when it comes to making money, what do you think the key factor is?
When it comes to the key factor in making money,
Or
is understanding what money is. Money is just a reference to value, actually. So, but because we are not taught about money very well, especially here in Ghana, like we are not taught really about money at a young age, we are actually discouraged from seeking money. When they bring you, when your uncles give you money, your parents will tell you, let me keep that for you, it is not for children, and all of that. You're only sent to go and buy stuff with money and come back. So we sort of grew up with an expenditure mindset towards money. And so because we don't understand what exactly it is, we think money is just like the literal cash that you're holding, but that's not really how it works. Because when you have to make money, then you realize that you cannot actually make the money. And let me explain what I mean by that. It's central banks make money. They print the money. They literally make the money. They can literally make money out of nothing through their own intention. But we receive it and then we send it. So what we do is we transfer money. So for example, the right way to think about money is to realize that money is something that people give you for receiving value from you. And so money is transferred. And so if I want money from you, Ashley, if I want money, I'll have to get it transferred from you, no matter how much it is. So if I want, let's say, 1,000 CDs, my goal is to get it you to transfer your 1,000 CDs to me. And the only way in which you can do that is for me to present you with some sort of value that will make you willing to transfer that money to me. So the game is actually about value and not really about making the money. It's about demonstrating value to people and getting them to transfer their funds to you.
that's great, and it sounds so familiar. I mean, here at my place, anytime you mention money, it's always like, hey, you need to provide value, and people will be willing to pay for that. Or in your words, they'll be willing to transfer that money to you. I love that description. What are the types of income that we have in general? Can you touch on that?
Generally, we have you can earn passive income. Generally, you can earn passive income, and passive income refers to income where you are not literally performing the activities that are supposed to give you the money. You can earn a salary, which is which is an amount of money that you agree with an employer to pay you at every month for services that you render to him or her. And then you can also earn, other examples of passive income include investments. When you invest money, you make money without actually, you receive money without actually having to work for it, literally with your time. So you have the salaries, you have the returns, you can have dividends on investments. You can have a one-time transaction whereby you put in money and then it comes out once, and then so you make profits on that money. Those are the different ways of seeing the kinds of income that you can receive.
Okay, great. So to my main question, what are the ways to earn money? How can we actually earn money as young people? As we're in school or as we just graduated and we're waiting for a while before we, I don't know, get a full-time job?
Money is everywhere. I used to have a scarcity mentality towards money.
Please wait.
I promise, like there's money here right now because there's something that I can say that can get everybody on this page to send me 10 CDs right now. Yeah, I just need to find it. That's all. Because there's something that's going to let someone send me money. Like I can tell you something that will let you send money to me right now, or at least today. I just need to find out what it is that you would be willing to transfer that money for, and then demonstrate to you that I can provide it. You get it? So, like I said, if you want to make money, you need to understand value. When you look at a person, it's not about you because you don't have the money. You don't have the money. It's the other person or the company or the institution that has the money, and then you want the money. So you need to think in terms of the value that you can provide towards them and not towards you. But when a lot of people come out, especially in the job market, they sort of have an entitlement mentality whereby they want to receive something just because, oh, I have a degree, so give me money. No, the money belongs to me, and I don't care if you have a degree. You need to think in terms of the value that you can provide for me. You don't deserve a job. So when people complain about jobs and they don't have the value creation mindset, I don't really understand how that works. Because for me, I see too many jobs all around. And I know that employers even create jobs out of nothing when they see that they can get value out of it. So you can walk up to anybody in this world and get them to hire you, whether their organization is hiring or not. It doesn't matter. And every employer I know is hiring. So first of all, you don't need to look too far. Look within your immediate community or the access that you have. Is it social media? Is it within your area? Is there something that you feel like people need? There's some value that you can provide to people that you can get them to pay you for. And when you are
Is it from my side? Can you guys hear me? I want to know if it's on my side or it's from
hello?
Oswald. You can hear me?
Yeah, I
Can
think there
just
was a network break.
okay. All right, okay. Continue.
Dominic.
Listening. We are all ears, Oswald.
Yeah. I finished speaking now, so I don't know what was the last thing you heard.
Oh, you finished speaking.
Yeah, what was the last thing you heard me say?
It was about how employers, creates jobs because you can provide value.
Yes. So for example, I am an employer, right?
Mm-hmm.
And if you can provide a certain kind of value to me, whether or not my organization is hiring, I would like create a place for you. But most of the time, most people are average. And there's one thing that I tell everybody. If you are average, you are competing with every other person who is average. And so you are competing with a lot of people. That's why you apply for a lot of jobs and you don't get picked, because you don't stand out in any way. And if you don't stand out in any way, there's no difference between them picking the next person and them picking you. So why should they pick you? You get it? So if there are about 100,000 people who are like average, or they'll just do the normal stuff and then they are not like highly skilled at one thing or something, you realize that you are competing with those 100,000 people. Meanwhile, there are about 3,000 people who are high performers. They are the best at that thing, or like they've demonstrated high capacity to provide value on that level. And so when you actually look at it, those people walk in and instantly the people feel like, oh, this is who we should give it to. This person is standing out. And so one of the things is to look around your community or look around your social networks, or your friends or whatever, and then try to provide some sort of value, something people need. The thing about money is that money is necessary for survival. So the more money you have, the easier it is for you to survive. And the less money you have, it looks like your world is ending because you feel like you can't survive. And that survival instinct is something that we need to respect in people. When something is tied to that survival instinct, people do not give it away easily. That's why people don't give out money easily. Because when they give you money, they are reducing their potential, their capacity to act and to provide and even to survive. And so if you're not providing a very high level of value or something that they need, they are not giving you the money. And so unless it's something that they need or something that they want, that they will spend carelessly on. And if you are going to look at things that people want, just look at is it the 6 deadly sins or the 7 deadly sins? Pride, lust, all of those things. If you understand those things, you understand human nature. You can get anybody to transfer their money to you. And that's how marketing works.
Great. Great. Thank you for that. Also, when you say value, can you be a bit more specific? Are you talking about me learning a skill? When you say I should look at my community and try to meet that need, does that mean I need to start a business around the need that community needs?
Okay, if you are starting out, you need to forget about yourself. Like you need to stop thinking about yourself in trying to find how you can make money. Like I said, you need people to transfer their money to you. The money doesn't belong to you. So the reason must be their reason and not your reason. Oh, I know how to draw, but I don't need a drawing. So I mean, why should I give you money for knowing how to draw? You get it. So if you know how to draw, you need to find a place where people need drawings. If you can't find a place like that, then just stop doing that and don't do it. Find something else to do that you can see that people need. You get it. One business that you can start easily is to do grocery shopping or go to the market for people. I mean, it sounds, it's not a white collar job, and a lot of people might not respect it, but the amount of money you can make from doing that alone is very high. I'm just trying to talk about thinking in terms of what people need, and value is actually something that is valuable to somebody, and that's usually something that they need or something that they want. Two things. If it's something that they want, it's not as critical, so it's difficult for them to spend. But if it's something that they need, they are definitely going to spend on that. And all you need to do is to be able to provide the capacity to do it. So one thing that businesses need is more customers. So if you know how to sell, you can sell for people. You go to someone and say, hey, I can see you selling this thing. Can I go out and sell for you? I mean, who wouldn't want you to sell their products, right? If you tell the person, oh, you can sell 50 of their products in a day, I mean, that means they get more revenue, and they don't care about paying you, because once you are bringing money to them, they would let you do that. So that is valuable to them. That's something that's valuable to them. You can sell things for other people. You can fix things for people, because people break things. People need like plumbing, carpentry. It might actually sound strange coming from me, like talking about these things and talking about these kind of jobs, but the funny thing is that you actually earn more from these things than others. And strangely, we've all been sort of indoctrinated to think that you must be doing some white collar jobs, sitting in some office somewhere to make money. Even driving Bolt or Uber is a good way to make money. There's a lot of money. One of my friends, he has a good job, but he drives Bolt, and then the money he makes from Bolt is almost, from driving Bolt part-time, is almost what he makes from working in his office full-time. So it's just about thinking about what other people need and being able to tailor to be able to meet those needs. And it's not something that you should be selfish about at all. It's not about you.
Okay, Oswald. Thank you. Thank you so much. Because I see this trend where a lot of young people, let's say people in the university, want to start a business, and then they just go straight away to start the business, right? They don't particularly do any market research to see if there's a need to the good or the products they're about to sell. They just go like, hey, I people would like bread, so I'm going to bake bread and sell bread in school. I'm going to bake maybe cake and sell that cake in school. And they don't meet the need. So they have like this assumption that hey, sales are gonna go up, but then because people don't actually want or need the bread, as you have said, people don't purchase it. So if someone has found himself or herself in this situation, what do you think they should do? Because they've probably already invested some amount in capital to fund this business, and they are stuck because they just decided to get up and start a business of their choice without thinking about the people. They were thinking about themselves, as you have said.
Yeah. People need to do market research. It's very important. One thing that happens in Ghana is people just copy. The innovation is not very high. That's why when you see one person opens a mobile money joint in that area, and then people see that, oh, they are making money, people are coming there. Be like, mobile money now says more. Before you realize another person has done their mobile money so close, and another person has done it in the middle of those two people. So you can find three people doing the same business in the same place. It's like you just want to copy what other people are doing, right? It doesn't really make sense. So that's the way a lot of people go. and then you realize that they may not do well because they didn't calculate it. I was talking to someone who wanted to start a business last week, and they said that they wanted to buy a car, and then they wanted the car to because the car brings in revenue, and they said that's what one of their friends does or something. And so I asked, how much will the car bring in per day? And they said they don't know, but per week it will bring maybe about 500 Ghana cedis. And I said, about how much fuel will be spent, like how much fuel will be spent if it's moving from here to here? What are the number of passengers that what are the number of passengers per day? And then how much do the passengers pay? How much will you use for fuel, and how much will be left? And the person was like, oh, we don't know those things, but it's just a good business. And I'm like, this business is going to fail. So I'll advise you, just take this money, go and find something you like, and just buy and enjoy and just chop the money, because like you are just going to waste your time and your energy and probably get high blood pressure from doing this business. So I was against it. It doesn't make sense. You need to research the market. You need to get the numbers on point. You need to look at how much it's going to cost you and how much it's going to do. So business ownership and running a business is a complex thing. Even if you're in technology and you know how to write software and you decide to start a startup, that's when you realize that all kinds of worlds existed that you didn't know. And for a lot of people who didn't go into the corporate world, it's a very steep learning curve. But people who went into the corporate world sort of experienced those things before they started their startup. But all in all, you still have to learn about legal implications, regulatory framework. You still need to learn about human resources, managing your teams, providing logistics and everything. You still need to look at cash flow, managing cash flow, prioritizing expenditure. All these things have nothing to do with the product that you're buying and selling. But when people are about to provide a service and they want to start a business, they go straight to, oh, I'll buy this and I'll sell it for this. There are a lot of things that go into it that you don't know. And that's why a lot of businesses fail. But when we talk about starting businesses, we shouldn't, most people think about starting a business that will make like $1 million or something. You don't really need that. That's for like crazy people, like mad people who can work 15, 16 hours a day and all that and commit their whole life to it. Most people just need a business that will take care of them and probably give them like 1,000 or 2,000 cedis every month. And then they have some cash flow there and they can use that to do one or two things and they have time and it will help you. And there are a lot of opportunities to do that, but you need to know the market that you are in. First of all, you need to tell yourself that it's not about me. It's about what people want. I mean, we at Floodgates, we've developed certain products and gone to the market and realized that this product is good for this person, but they don't care about it because it doesn't put money into their pockets. So we had to come back and add so many things that give money to our customers, that puts money in our customers' pockets, and add that to the product that was good for them before they started to accept it. So it's a tricky game. You need to study the market. You need to look at what the market looks like, what the numbers are, and then from there, I know that if you are clear, you have a good chance of actually succeeding at what you do.
Right. That's great. And when you say it's not about you, also, what if I am passionate about something and I have decided to start a business on what I am passionate about? How about that? Because if I'm passionate about it, I would be more committed to the project because it means something.
Well, unless you are going to pay yourself for the service. Because I hope you understand what I mean. It's quite brutal and it's brutally honest. It's like, no matter what you know how to do, if you don't find people who need what you want, then nobody is going to transfer their funds to you for the service. So if you are passionate about something, then you need to go where the people who need that thing or want it are. You need to go and find that market. So for example, if you start what business car? People always talk about bowling, and then there was this bowling alley that was there, and then I think I don't know if the company collapsed. I don't know what happened to them, but they left. There are certain things that most Ghanaians don't even know about. Into bowling, like Charlie, the market is not that large. You get it? So some of the markets are small markets. You must be prepared to struggle a lot in your first years if you start something like that in a place that is not readily needed. But like I was saying, If it's money you want to make and it's not your passion you are trying to pursue, there are two different things. So you can decide to pursue your passion or you can decide to make money. If you want to pursue your passion, feel free to be selfish about it. Oh, this is what I like to do. I'm going to do it very well. And when you start doing something very well, you find the people who need it and then they'll do it. But if you want money immediately, you need to stop looking at yourself and look at your environment and then find what you are comfortable with providing. And most people want to do a job that they love. You need to just, if you want to do something, if you like it half of the time, about 50 to 60% of the time, and then the rest of the time, maybe 40% of the time, it stresses you and you hate it. I mean, it's fine because you're not going to find something that you enjoy 100%. You get it? So that's what is there to consider.
Okay. Great, thank you. Oswald, in general, are there any high income skills that someone can learn with an existing market to pay for that skill?
Yeah. One of the things that's in high demand right now is software solutions,
Right.
mobile apps, web apps. I met 3 young people yesterday at the Internet Governance Forum, and we're having a conversation. They are in university, they are in the 3rd year.
Okay.
And then I asked them if they've done any internships. They said no. And I asked why, and they said they are now sending letters to companies. And I was like, okay, how many letters? But the companies are not accepting. And I asked them how many companies they sent it to, and they said 2. I was like, you want to do something you've tried twice, and then if it was me, I'll print 100 letters. By all means, I'll find a place to do the internship. You get it? And then I also asked them if any of them knew how to build software and if they use Python and Django. And they said no. And I told them that, you see, as I'm standing here, my company is not hiring, like we have not put out notices to hire people. But if any of you knew mobile app development or web development, I'll just hire you like right now because I've met you and you know how to do it. You can prove to me that you know how to do it. I'll literally create that role for you and then pay you. You see, it's something that people, I think I've lost my train of thought. It happens to me sometimes. So just remind me of the question so that I can tie it down.
I was asking if there are any high income skills young people
Yes.
can.
Yes. Like I said, first of all, look around you. Yes. Like I said, first of all, look around you. And when you look around you now, one of the things people need is software. You can learn tech solutions. You even designing graphic design, designing flyers for people, copywriting for businesses. Photography is in high demand. No matter how many photographers you see, never be intimidated because the number of weddings and events on a Saturday will forever exceed the number of professional photographers who are available. So there's always a very high demand for that. There are tech skills, for example, software development is something that you can learn in 3 to 6 months and enter into a junior developer role somewhere. You can easily get a job for that. Yesterday, my former boss at a bank called me and said he needs 3 new developers for national service. And I told him that I was told that a lot of the top developers, the good developers in 4th year have already been taken. And so I asked him if he was willing to take some of the normal average people. And he said, no, he doesn't want any of them. So you get it, these roles are literally there, but because you don't have the skills, you don't have it. So if you know how to build software right now, you can actually earn very high income. It's one of the things that you can look at. If you know how to do graphic design and stuff, that's along the technology side of things. Secondly, food. A lot of people are starting businesses that have to do with catering and all that. You can make a lot of money from selling food. It's because people will eat every day, and people will eat in the morning and they'll eat in the afternoon and they'll eat in the evening, and tomorrow they'll eat again. So selling food is something that you are forever satisfying a very large need that people will always have. And the thing is that people always want to, the thing is that people always want to change what they eat. Like if you eat the same thing, you not order the same food every day for the whole week. That means that there's still a very large market for variations in terms of the foods that people eat. And then there are skills that you can take up. Like I said, carpentry, making furniture, um, plumbing, even cleaning services. Cleaning services is very easy. You don't need much. You can start with something small. You can start a cleaning services company, and after a while, you might not even be cleaning. You just be kind of be running the whole operation. So people, you just put out adverts and people can come out and then get you. But I mean, as I said, it depends on your environment. You need to actually look at that and then decide on what is available. Yeah.
Okay. About the tech skills you spoke about, from the software development to graphic design to copywriting, are there any platforms you recommend that a young person can go there to study, whether paid or free? Preferably free.
Okay, YouTube. As for YouTube, we
Oh,
all owe
great,
YouTube
great.
tuition fees. Yeah, I owe YouTube a lot. Yeah, I mean, it's actually strange. YouTube, Udemy is also another one. They have a lot of fantastic courses.
Udemy is paid, right?
It's paid, yeah, but sometimes you get the courses for $10, and it's like they're always running a promotion. So you can get the courses for even $10 or even maximum $50. And if you buy the course and you commit to it, Charlie, you'll
Yeah.
be, yeah, you'll be good. You'll be good. Udemy, YouTube. I think just start from YouTube. Most of the things are even there. You can start from there. There's also Skillshare, which is
Right.
another platform. Yeah, Skillshare is another good one. And then if you really, really want to be the best in what you are doing, I would recommend Masterclass. Masterclass is a bit expensive among the ones you've mentioned, but you just pay a yearly subscription and then you have access to all their videos. And they have the creme de la creme of the various industries teaching you about how to do the things. It could be cooking, it could be
You have there's film,
yeah,
there's
everything. So if you want to learn from the best, you can just get that. Yeah.
okay, that's awesome. Awesome. Thank you so much. You are an entrepreneur yourself, and I wish to share how that journey has been for you. Before you started, was there anything that you probably underestimated? What have you learned? What have you learned so far? And how long have you been running this business as well? Just talk to us a bit about how your journey has been.
Mhm. So the first thing, you've asked me about 8 questions, so I'm going to try to do them one by one as I remember. So if you want, you can just ask me one so that I start with that and then we can continue.
Oh, I asked I asked you to share your experience from your
Oh,
entrepreneurship.
generally.
Yeah, general experience.
Yeah, so Floodgates Limited, I actually, the funny thing is I was actually using the name Floodgates from uni. So when I was in uni, I was developing software for hospitals, laboratories, shops, warehouses, time and attendance software, biometric systems and all that. This was around 2012. Yeah, 2010, 2011, 2012. So even at that time, I was sort of trading, but I was trading. I had the name Flatgates that I was just using for a few things. It wasn't registered, but I was just using it for a few things. And so it was just in 2018 that I registered Flatgates Technology. And then at that time, I was working in the bank and I had wanted to hire people to do the work and I would just oversee it. So sort of like software development, consulting and all that, building software for people and businesses. But it was really strange because I hired about 5 people and I was using my salary to pay them. So I was sort of, yeah, I was using my salary to pay them and overseeing the work. But it was really strange because they weren't doing well at all. In fact, the words I can use to describe it, I don't think are allowed on this platform. Yeah, it wasn't satisfactory. Let me just say that. That's a gross understatement, but I mean, you can let your imagination do the rest. So after about 3 months, I just killed the whole thing. And then I realized that if it was to work, I needed to actually get into the thing and be available, because at the bank too, I was working like 12 hours on average per day. So I couldn't do some of the work myself. I needed people to do the work, and then I sort of supervise. That didn't go well. So that iteration failed. And then I think later in 2019 or so, I changed the model again. No, yeah, so 2019, 2020, I changed the model again. And then we wanted to do media services and kind of outsource the people to do work. And then we sort of handle the contractual stuff. And because I wasn't like fully available as well, that also failed. But the good thing is that COVID-19 came in. And when COVID came during the lockdown, there was a lot of time for reflection. And I thought about leaving the bank, because I always ask myself that if I commit the 12 hours that I spend per day at the bank to myself, I think they're doing some work somewhere in my building. So yeah, sorry about that. If I commit 12 hours per day, like I commit to the bank on my own product, what would that product look like in 12 months? Or what will it even look like in 6 months, in 12 months, in 2 years, and in 5 years? Is it better? Will I be in a better position than if I stay here for 5 years? And then it was just incomparable, because I looked at the output that I was giving to the bank, and it was massive. And so I looked at it and I was like, you know what? I have to make this jump, and I have to sort of like make the sacrifice of leaving the job and going to pursue this. And it may not work well in the first few months, or it may not yield what I'm expecting the first few months, but I know that in a year, in 2 years, and in 3 years, I mean, it's going to be a totally different situation, because I kind of know what I'm capable of in my network as well. So I decided to actually make the jump, and I submitted my resignation to the bank, and then I left. When I left, I mean, it's been a whole roller coaster of all sorts of things, building a product, and then putting the team together. The good thing is that I convinced 2 of my friends to actually invest in the company, and then join me as co-founders as well. Because I needed to re-register the company as a limited liability company. And you cannot do that alone. So proprietary, you can just put your name on it. So I was like, I need someone to come on the registration. So at first it was just like, come and join the registration. Let's see what we can do. Like I want you to just help me. And so yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah. And so even though I was working on, and I have been leading and drawing everything, they also provide some support in terms of that. And so we hired a team, we put a few people together, hired a team, went through the iterations. And to be honest, like actually 1 year, it's almost like a year now since I actually left the bank. We're actually quite surprised at our progress, because we have been able to sign contracts with major banks, insurance companies. We have partners in Sweden, India, Singapore. We have partners in Liberia, Ivory Coast, Nigeria, Kenya, and Rwanda, where we are rolling out all our products and our services and other things that we are doing. And so it's actually been quite surprising, but that has been the experience for me. It's not like a normal movement, and I don't even share a lot of it publicly. Like most people don't even know what you are doing. You just see us moving around, that's all. But yeah, it's been quite rewarding in the way that I took it. So sometimes there's a bit of a risk that you need to take. There's a bit of a risk that you need to take, But if you take the risk and you commit to it, then you can do it. But most people, I'm not saying people should go and quit their jobs, so because look, I would highly advise people not to even quit their jobs to go and start a business. Start doing something on the side. If it grows to a certain level that you can just shift, then you shift, because most people cannot take it. It's a lot of work. I generally work about 16 to 18 hours a day. If I'm not
Wow.
sleeping and I'm not going somewhere, like I'm not moving somewhere, I'm working. And I've been doing this for 1 year, and most people cannot take it. Basically, you just kind of cut off your social life and other things. If something doesn't have to do with work, you don't involve yourself in it. If you can commit yourself in this way towards something, you will succeed at it. Like, it's just a matter of time before you succeed. There's no way that you can actually commit yourself so much, all your time, and put everything in something, and you won't succeed at it. But most people start a business, and there's this Ghanaian term, lassie lassie. I don't know if you understand it.
No.
It's like that's the best kind of term. I don't know the English term that actually would be able to match the effect. It's like you're just doing the thing, like you're doing it. It's like you're not doing it. You wake up, you do something for like 2-3 hours, and then you go and press your phone on social media, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's like, so why did you start the thing? You need, if you started something, you need to push it to the limit. You need to go to the limit and actually provide as much value as you can. And so that's one of the main issues that people have when they are starting something. If you like cell phone cases, and say every day I will spend 10 hours on the business. Most people, they just post the thing, and when people call, and then they'll deliver and do 1 or 2. Like, intentionally, if you finish your work in 3 hours for the day, find things to do for the rest of the 7 hours, and you actually be surprised at where you'll be in like 3 to 4 months. So it's just about the commitment. My experience has been quite tricky. I don't think my path is similar to a lot of other people's paths. I don't think a lot of people should strive to do what I'm doing, because what I'm doing is it's not a usual. It's very strange. Like I said, most people just need to get a business that kind of pays your bills and be comfortable, because you might not be willing to sacrifice everything that you do, like your job, your friends, hanging out, all those things too. Maybe you want to enjoy life, you understand, but over here we don't do I can't come and kill myself. If you can't do I can't come and kill myself and succeed in a business, like, just forget about what you're doing. You are going to fail. We do aspire to perspire, to inspire, to whatever, what the motivational speakers say. You really, really need to come and kill yourself for the thing. But most people don't need to do that. It's not for everybody. Find something that you like to do. Commit a certain amount of time. Make sure that you invest it. Don't do it in a lassie way or an I can't come and kill myself way. And then you would actually, I think you do well with it, by all means.
Great. That is an interesting feedback for most people who don't know what it's like to found your own business and think it's pretty easy to just start and just, hey, shoot up to $1 million within 6 months or 3 months. That's so great. The final thing I wanted to ask is if you recommend that people start their own tech startups, but you already answered that in good faith. So thank you. Thank you. I put out a question in my community group as to whether they had any questions for you.